Hey everybody, welcome back to this Extreme Warfare Revenge series. My name is Andy, the Uncommentator, for episode number 7, I think, of the series where I am booking Control Your Narrative and trying to take them a little bit further than they got in real life. And I'm recording this on the 2nd of April 2025. So in terms of the real world timeline, we're going to have an episode of Dynamite tonight, the go home episode of Dynamite, before the Dynasty pay-per-view. I'm British, so I say Dynasty. Although, have you thought about it? Why do I not say Dynamite then? I say Dynamite, but I don't say Dynasty. I say Dynamite and Dynasty. Anyway, move on. Of course, we're well on the way to WrestleMania in real time. That's a couple of weeks away. But speaking of WrestleMania, I've got a WrestleMania-related video coming out, which will be coming out probably on the weekend of WrestleMania itself, so please check that out. But that's not important. What is important is going to be taking place in this video right now, and that is going to be our big event. It's not quite as big as WrestleMania. Forget that. It's bigger than WrestleMania. So our March event, Resistance, is going to be taking place in this video. So before that, though, we're going to be booking the Go Home show. It's going to be another episode of After Dark. And I said Afterburn then, that's a totally different show altogether. So we're going to be booking After Dark, not Afterburn, and then we're going to be booking the March event, which is, of course, Resistance. So let's get on with it. We haven't actually put it in the calendar yet, but it's going to be coming up next. So we've got After Dark coming up on Thursday, and then Resistance coming up on the following day, because our big events are on a Friday. So only got a couple of days to move on before we can book the Go Home show. And then I'll be honest with you, after this, I don't really know what I'm going to be doing. I've got nothing else. Excuse me, nothing else booked. After this, I do try and plan ahead a little bit where I can, but I haven't done that this time. So yeah, still trying to find my way with this series. I'm not quite sure how long it's going to go on for, but for now, we'll keep going. And here we are. Here we are at After Dark, so we can get this booked. As I said, this is the Go Home show. So let's book this, and then I'll quickly run down the card for Resistance. And then we'll book Resistance, so this should be quite a short video. Not much to report. Now, I normally review the last bit of booking that I did before carrying on. The reason why I haven't done it on this occasion, why I've gone straight into the booking, is because I forgot to review it. So, and I didn't want to go back. So let's just get on with it. To be fair, I'm going to be doing the Resistance card before booking it anyway, so that's kind of going to be the recap. Right, it's got a hype video coming up for a match, but it's not really a hype video for a match, so it's going to be Matt Raywald and Adam Scherr. So in the last video, okay, we'll do a bit of recap now. In the last video, it's going well. The Almost debuted his new manager, which was Matt Raywald, probably better known as Aiden English, and that set up a tag team match. It's going to be Matt Raywald and Almost against Adam Scherr and a mystery partner. So we're going to find out that mystery partner is going to be at Resistance, the actual Resistance event. So that's basically a video to set that up, or to remind people that is happening. I'm going to come back to that segment. I normally book segments in order. I'm going to come back to that one. And I'm going to book this one next instead. So it's going to be a match, because the second segment, I'm not quite sure I'm going to book it yet. I need to just work out which of the angles I can pick is the appropriate one. So it's Grizzly Redwood taking on Zicky Dice. So Zicky Dice debuted in the last video, got annihilated by Adam Scherr. He's going to take on Grizzly Redwood here, and he is going to beat him. So Grizzly Redwood just really become a resident jobber, but hey ho, no real purpose for that match happening. It's just happening. It's just a match. And then the main event, because the last segment is going to be an angle, it's going to be a tag team match player, and it's going to be Shark Boy and Chuck O'Neill, and they're going to be taking on Gable Steveson and Jake Atlas. Huge tag team match. And who's going to pin who here? Let's go. So Atlas is going to beat Shark Boy. And it's going to be cleanly. Right, so I think what we do here is, actually. Let me just finish booking the segment, because this is basically going to be 2 segments in one. So I'll finish the booking, then I'll explain what's going to happen. So we'll say Shark Boy and O'Neill get beaten down, and that is to build it up to a future match. So that's not quite how it would go down, but we'll talk about it in a second. So let's just book the main event angle, and then I'll go back and book the angle that I haven't booked yet. Which again was a callback. I really should have, in hindsight, reviewed the last lot of booking. Because I'm going to have to refer back to it when I'm explaining what's going on. But of course, anyone watching this video will have watched the last one. Everyone's following this series intently, so I shouldn't need to go back and explain things. So this is going to be challenge for next big event, which is taking place tomorrow. And it's going to be Shark Boy and Jake Atlas. So basically what would happen in this whole sort of 2 segments rolled into one. So the tag team match would be happening. Shark Boy and Atlas would never get in the ring together. So Shark Boy wouldn't... So whenever Atlas tagged in, Shark Boy's not getting in, basically. Because Jake Atlas is accused of being homophobic and he's not going to rise to it. He's not going to hit him. So Chuck O'Neill's essentially a little bit in a handicap match at this point. Anyway, eventually Shark Boy does tag in against Stevenson. Jake Atlas gets a blind tag. At this point, Shark Boy, they have a bit of an argument. Shark Boy then goes to tag O'Neill back in. He says he still refuses to hit him. He goes to tag O'Neill back in. O'Neill then gets yanked off the apron by Stevenson. They brawl up the ramp, so they're out the picture, if you like. So it's just Atlas and Shark Boy. Shark Boy just lays down. It says to Atlas, look, just pin me. I don't want anything to do with this. I don't like what you're accusing me of. I don't want anything to do with this. So Shark Boy lays down. Atlas pins him, and then after the match, Shark Boy gets up. He starts talking to him. They start having words. He basically says something like, I don't want this. I'm not fighting you. What you're accusing me of is I don't want any part of this. You blah 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 blah. And then Atlas, as he goes to leave, Atlas attacks him from behind, and then that's the last straw, because that's happened a few times now. So then Shark Boy eventually fights back, and then he grabs the microphone and says, "Right, you want this fight? Blah 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 blah. We'll have it at Resistance." So then that essentially books the. So he lays down, but then that's not good enough for Atlas. He attacks him after the match. Shark Boy then snaps and challenges him. I think that makes sense. I don't make Shark Boy look a bit like a chump, but I'm trying to tell a nuanced story, which is probably not really coming across very well. Anywho, the final segment. I don't know what kind of angle this is. I'm going to see if it can be a romance angle. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Face saves girl from heel. Let's try doing it this way. Can I do it this way? Yeah, no face. Yeah, I didn't think I could. Okay, let's try a different one. I haven't planned to the point where I actually know what angle I'm going to pick here. I may have to do a non-romance angle, but let's just see what we can do. Face gets destroyed, saving girl from heel. Yeah, again, no face. See, the thing is, the girl needs to be a baby face, which is a bit of a problem. Heel. Girl compliments heel. No. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. Okay, we'll have to just do something different. So we'll go for a... Let's try an... Let's have a look. What can we do here? Impression, blah, 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 blah. Nope. There must be something I can do for this. I know I can book it. I just can't remember how to book it. That's the problem. Let's go for an ambush. Nope, it's not that either. Oh goodness me, this is where I should have planned ahead. I do apologise for this. Just skip on. Just keep us in L until the screen changes. We'll get there eventually. Failed. Here we go. No, that's not going to work. Why can't I book this? Just talk amongst yourselves while I work this out. Other angles. Can it be another angle? I don't think it's another angle. Nope, it's not that one. Why did I think I could book this and now it turns out I can't? It's slightly irritating. Turn. No. Debut. Let's try a turn angle. Nope. I can do that one. Yeah, Shirakawa, so I can do that one. I just need to... I do apologise for this. Like I said, just keep pressing L on your keyboard, and eventually I will get there. I should have worked this out beforehand, but I suppose at this point I could just exit, start the video again, but I'm not going to do that. Why can't I work? Here we go. Let's try this one. Here we go. We'll do it this way. I never really looked at these diva angles before, to be honest with you, so I'm not quite sure. Yeah, we could do it that way, couldn't we? Okay, we'll do it this way. So we'll have to do it this way. So it's going to be Mina Shirakawa. Right, okay, we'll do it this way. See, why can't I pick? Oh, it's there. What am I looking at? Right, okay. Yeah, here we go. We'll do it this way. Right. There we are. Right. So what would happen in this segment? Right, here we go. So what would happen in this segment? Basically, what was supposed to happen there is Shirakawa would... Obviously, Shirakawa is sort of a bit infatuated, if you like, with Chris Dickinson. And she'd intentionally sort of put us... Basically, like, Chase Owens is going to attack Chris Dickinson while Shirakawa's sort of in danger, if you like. So, but, I mean, Shirakawa's sort of been corrupted by heels, but she's going after Dickinson, but in a way that's like, you don't really know if she's doing it like it's genuine or if she's like actually just trying to just play him, basically. You know, she's doing that's kind of what I'm trying to get across, that like, so like in the last video we had Shirakawa talking about Dickinson, like, oh, I want to, you know, he's so big, he's amazing, and then she ended up inadvertently costing him a match. And again, what would happen there is she inadvertently means that he gets beaten up. So you know, she's sort of trying to flirt with him and twirling her hair and that, and, you know, shaking her assets, if you like. And then he's trying to walk away, and then Chase Owens will attack from behind, and then she'll inadvertently get hit by that. That's not gone as well as I would have hoped, but you get the idea. Basically, Shirakawa's like trying to tease Dickinson, but as a viewer, you don't know if she's doing it because she genuinely likes him or because she's part of the blacklist. Patrick Clark's put her up to it. That's kind of what I'm trying to get across. Anyway, let's get on with it. That took far longer than it should have done, and I didn't really want that to happen either, so that's slightly irritating. Good, and even better, Shirakawa got over. That's what we wanted. That was not very good, but oh well. Neither was that. Oh, well done, Jake Atlas. I think we're going to be under 60% though, sadly, for this. Yeah, 58%. That's a shame. Yeah, that video package should have been better. That was a bit of a letdown there. But oh well. The whole thing was a letdown. I really am sorry about that. I had it planned, but I didn't quite know what the angle it was to pick. I thought the romance angle would have worked, but because Shirakawa's not a face, she's a tweener, I couldn't pick her. Anyway, we got a 0.7 rating, so the people at home seem to enjoy it because that's the highest rating we've ever had. So, yeah, maybe the suspense, maybe it was worth the wait. I don't know. Maybe that segment was worth the wait. Anyway, so we're now on Resistance Day. So let me just put it in the calendar real quick before I forget. So as I said before, if you don't put the if you don't book the show on the first of the month, or I think it's the month before, even if it's the first of the month, you still can't do it. If you don't book a show the months in advance or a month in advance, you can't then change the date. See, oh no, there we go. You can do it on the first day. So yeah, I was right. So yeah, you can alter the dates during the. So that's why when I forget to do it, I have to wait until the actual day of the show and then put it in the calendar. So slightly different. So I'm gonna book the April. I'm gonna make sure I put the April show in advance. So it's there. Not that it really matters. As long as I remember to put it in, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, you can't. That's why I have to wait. So that's why I've not put it in. Right. So there's gonna be Resistance today. So let's just quickly run down the card and we'll explain what's going on for all the feuds. So we've got Sharkboy versus Jake Atlas. So Jake Atlas accusing Sharkboy of homophobia. Sharkboy wants nothing to do with Jake Atlas, wants nothing to do with... I mean, Sharkboy's supposed to be the locker room purifier, but he wants to, purify genuinely bad things. Obviously, he's not homophobic, he's got nothing against gay people, obviously. So, but Jake Atlas accused him of that. Sharkboy doesn't want to rise to it and by hitting him because he thinks that's what Jake Atlas wants, but eventually he can take no more, and they are now fighting. We then got Maki Ito taking on Mei Suruga. So that's basically Mei Suruga doesn't like Maki Ito singing, much like her last feud. Basically, it's basically a rinse and repeat of that. Joe Hendry versus Viano 4. That's really only happening because, well, it just is. It's just a match to have. They were in a tag team match. Joe Hendry did an interview on him, and then that's led to a match. Chase Owens versus Chris Dickinson. So those two, I'm pretending they may have. I'm not really that. I'm not a New Japan historian. I'm not Chris Charlton, thankfully. But yeah, so Chris Dickinson and Chase Owens playing off some old New Japan beef. They're just here to have a match. So Chase Owens cost Chris Dickinson a match, and they're now going to have a match. Then we've got Gable Steveson versus Chuck O'Neill, so that's a clash of styles. So Gable Steveson thinks amateur wrestling is better, Chuck O'Neill thinks MMA is better, so they're going to have a match to settle that argument. And then finally the main event, Omos and Matt Raywalt against Adam Scherr and his mystery partner. So Omos was managed by Austin Aries. Austin Aries left to go to WWE, and we've hired Matt Raywalt in his place, and basically Matt Raywalt's rubbing into Adam Scherr. You can't beat Omos in a one-on-one match, so can you beat him in a tag team match? And I'll put my money in my mouth, he's blah 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 blah. So the Omos Adam Scherr feud continues, but in tag team match form. So that's going to be the card. That's why these matches are happening. So let's actually go and book it. Okay. So Resistance. Right. So we'll kick things off with the pre-show, and that is going to be an interview. And it's going to be single work with manager, and it's Matt Raywalt with Omos. And they're just going to pick on Adam Scherr, and that's supposed to hype the main event. They're just basically going to say, well, it doesn't matter who your tag team partner is, because you're still going to lose. And there we go. And then I'm going to kick things off with the Shark Boy match. I feel like this should be later on the card. It's had a bit more build than some of the matches, but we'll kick things off with a hot match. So it's Shark Boy versus Jake Atlas. So again, this match would start. Shark Boy would be reluctant to hit him, and then Jake Atlas would slap him across the face or something. I'll try and take his mask off, I don't know, and then and then that makes Shark Boy snap, and then he does eventually pin him. He's not happy with himself, but he pins him, and we may keep that feud going after this, but we'll not put that for now. We'll say put in a good match, why not? Next up, we get an angle to try and keep Adam Scherr's morale up. Something I'm failing to do. But yeah, we'll just show Adam Scherr arriving. So obviously the commentators say, oh, there's no sign of his mystery partner. He's blah 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 blah. He's arriving on his own. Wonder where his mystery partner is. He may already be here. Who knows? And so we just show him backstage. Next up, we've got our Joshi match. So it is Maki Ito taking on Mei Suruga. So once again, much like last month, Maki Ito comes out, she starts singing, Mei Suruga's music hits to interrupt it, and She's not happy about that. Mesa Ruga's awesome. Did I say that in the last video? I think I probably did. I mean, I've only seen a few matches of her, but everyone I've seen, she's great. She's really good. I love Red as well. She comes out as like this weird, like this kind of butterfly type thing. It's not quite a butterfly, but it's like, you know, the Lena Vega was in Puerto Rico, and she had that, like, she held her arms out, and they're like the Puerto Rican flag hanging off two poles on her arms. Yeah, that's what Mesa Ruga comes out with. Although instead of the Puerto Rican flag, it looks like wings, and she moves them in a circular motion. Anyway, that's enough of that. Makihito's going to beat her anyway, despite how awesome she is. And once again, it's going to be cheated. So it's basically going to be a rinse and repeat of the last feud with Takumi Iroha, where she's just going to whack her with the microphone and beat her. And that is that. Hopefully that'll be a good match. I'm expecting a slightly better match than with Takumi. Next up, it's the Joe Hendry match. So it is Joe Hendry versus Viano 4. And Viano 4, I've got him down to win, and I don't really know why, but I'm going to stick with it. And he can cheat because he's a heel. That's 2 cheating though, isn't it, in a row? Yeah, screw it, we'll leave it. No aftermath, and I'm going to put Viano 4 over, because why not? He's the future. Next up, we've got... Oh, actually, we'll come back to that segment. Oh, no, book it now. Let's just go. So next up is the Chris Dickinson and Chase Owens match. However, this match isn't going to take place because we're going to do a stable angle. And it's stable beats... I do know this angle. I have used this one before. Right, so it's going to be the Blacklist, and they're going to assault Chris Dickinson and Chase Owens. So what would happen here? Obviously, Chris Dickinson and Chase Owens would make their entrance. The lights would go out. When they come back on, the Blacklist are in the ring. So you've got... Well, the Blacklist... So you've got... Maybe... Well, the lights come back on. You've got Patrick Clark stood on the ring apron, and then you've got Mandy Rose and Mina Shirakawa in the ring, not wearing quite a lot of... Sorry. Not wearing a lot of clothes, wearing as few clothes as I can get away with. They start to... Well, Mina in particular starts to hone in on Chris Dickinson. Chase Owens just puts his hands up, scoops under the bottom rope and runs off. I mean, obviously I've said they beat both wrestlers down, but that's not what would happen. Chase Owens would just run off. And then Dickinson would be like... Shirakawa would be trying to come on to Dickinson. And... then Patrick Clark gets in the ring, and then they basically start beating him up. So Patrick Clark and Mandy Rose beat him up. So Mandy Rose is like kicking him with, you know, she's got really high heels on, and it's like you can see it like penetrating his, not penetrating, but you know, you can see him leaving marks on his skin with the heels. Patrick Clark lays it in, and Shirakawa is kind of there, like she doesn't join it, like she only joins in when Clark like remonstrates with her, like so he screams at her like, you know, why are you just standing there? You get my words out. You got hurt because of him. So obviously to call him, you know, referring back to the last angle, and then when he says that, eventually she does start sort of kicking him basically. So the Blacklist basically beat up just Chris Dickinson, but yeah. So that's that segment. Next up, the battle of the Styles Clash, if you like. You've got MMA versus amateur wrestling. So it's Gable Steveson taking on Chuck O'Neill, not Chase Owens or Chris Dickinson. And this is going to be not a singles match. It's going to be a submission match. We're actually going to book, despite having really high risk, this is the first stipulation match I'm actually booking. And it's a submission match, so not much of one. But anyway, Gable Steveson taking on Chuck O'Neill. I think I mentioned actually in the build at some point that this was going to be a submission match. So Chuck O'Neill is going to win. And he's going to win cleanly because he's the babyface. And no aftermath. And that feud is going to carry on. So we'll build to a future match. And then we're going to have an angle before the main event tag team match. And it's going to be a repeat of an angle I did before. Is it a one-on-one? Actually, no, we'll do a table attack. So this one is going to be Ethan Page versus, well, attacking EC3. So again, much like what happened in the February event, and the last big event, if you like. So Ethan Page will come out. He won't come down the ramp like he did for that event. He'll come through the crowd. So that basically there'll be the camera will be on the two announcers, so Adnan Verk and EC3, and they'll be saying, "Oh, so just the main event to go now. EC3, you're close with Adam Scherr. Have you got any idea who his tag team partner's going to be?" And as EC3, he's talking, you'll see a guy in the background just suddenly grab him around the neck and start choking him out, climb over the guardrail as he's choking him out. Adnan Verk's like, what the hell's going on? He puts him through the announce table and then pulls down his hood, and it's Ethan Page. And then when Ethan Page pulls down his hood, the security come out and he runs off. So Ethan Page has been sort of banned by EC3, but he's made his way back in and attacked him. I think you can all see where that's going, but we'll keep that build relatively a slow burn, if you like. So the main event would just be Adnan Verk on his own with no announce table, calling the tag team match. And it's a match between... Again, you need to be a long-term viewer of the series to understand the Ethan Page thing a bit better, but I've tried to. Hopefully I've explained it. But I know you all are long-termers, although you may not be after this video, because the amount of mistakes and tripping on my words I've made, I'm not quite sure why anyone watched this, but hey, thank you for watching it. Stick with it, we're nearly there. Right, anyway, so it's Omos and his new manager, Matt Rehwald, taking on Adam Scherr and his tag team partner. Don't ask me why I picked this guy, but part of the reason is because we've only got a small choice. We've not got so much money. So, but the guy I've picked, I don't know why I've picked him really. I was trying to. Anyway, I'll just reveal who it is. So it's Fred Rosser. So Fred Rosser is Darren Young, probably better known as Darren Young. So I'm sure the Vaudevillains and the Primetime Players would have had some kind of interaction in the past, but I can't recall when it would have been. They may not have done, to be honest with you. I have absolutely no idea. But yeah, so Fred Rosser, I just wanted to get somebody that was extra with me, if you like. I mean, I was going to hire Simon Gotch, actually, but yeah, Simon Gotch would have been the obvious one. Obviously, Matt Rehwald's ex-partner in the Vaudevillains. So that was one person I had in mind. Enzo Amore was another one, but I think he's too over. The other one was Miro, would have been the obvious one, but Miro is still under contract with AEW, so that was a non-starter. So I don't know why, of all the people I could have got, why I went for Fred Rosser, I don't know. But he's a stand-up guy, so why not? And also I can maybe do something with him and Jake Atlas, potentially. I've got maybe an idea there, but a bit of a spoiler in case I do decide to do that. But yeah, so it's going to be Fred Rosser, and unfortunately he's going to eat the pin, so Omos is going to pin Rosser. And it's going to be clean. Actually, no, we'll give them a little bit of a get out. Opponent miscommunication. So we'll make out that, they've only this is the first time teaming together, and it's going to cost them. So opponent miscommunication, no aftermath, and then that's just to continue the feud between Omos and Adam Scherr, which is going to carry on after this pay-per-view, which is not a pay-per-view. Right, so that's Resistance. I was hoping to have this video done in 20 minutes. We're nearly at 30 minutes. But that's because it took me about 5 minutes to book one segment. But we're nearly done now, so let's get on with it. Let's see what this show gets. Hopefully, we want that 60% if we can. Even higher would be better, but we should get at least 60% with what we've got booked here. I think it's quite a good little chart, actually. I think it's come together quite nicely. And it's not leave any closed, it's leave things open to for future booking, which is good because I haven't got anything, as I said, I haven't got anything booked, so I need to sort that out. Good. That's what needs to happen, and it is, so that's all good stuff. And a 71% segment, which is always good. Good, over 60% match, so that's pretty good. 60% altogether. We'll take that. Good. I was hoping to get some realness back, but we'll just take the rating anyway. I was hoping that was going to be better. A bit disappointed there, because big May Saruga up, and then look at her. It just lets me down. Right, okay, no problem. Right, that's not, yeah. Okay, so basically I changed his gimmick because I wanted to get in an overdose point so I can release him, basically, without having to fire him. So that's why I changed his gimmick, but clearly that's not worked. Yeah, the gimmick I gave him was Grizzled Veteran, so he was an old school heel. So that's a little bit irritating because, yeah, I don't want to fire him. I want to release him. Good. Well, that's something at least. I was hoping Shirakawa would get over again, but hey ho. Oh, that was a good match. That was a good match actually. The crowd reaction was not very good, but the quality was good. Good, kind of. And then the tag team match, yeah, that could have probably been better, but oh well. So the matches sucked, but the angles were good. Well, I say the matches sucked. The Chuck O'Neill match was good. The others could have been better, especially the Shadow match was okay. But the Mei Saruga match, a little bit disappointed. I was hoping for a bit better. But we didn't get it. Malrusamon. 343 people came to that, so twice as many people came to that as have been coming to the weekly shows. They got 157 to 343, so more than twice as many. Okay, so that was Resistance. Resistance was I'd say it wasn't futile. I would say it wasn't. I think it was okay. Could have been better. Could have been worse. Much like this video. It certainly could have been better anyway. Don't know about the could have been worse. But anyway, that is the end of this video. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, I don't know what else to say at this point. Let's just end the video. If you enjoyed this video, then please like and share the video. You can also leave a comment on the video should you choose to do that. While you're on YouTube, if you head on over to the channel, the Commentator, you will find the rest of the videos in this playlist. If you want to know why Ethan Page randomly attacked EC3, then go and check episode, I don't know what it was. But yeah, go and check the rest of the series, and that will make a bit more sense than it probably did. If you like wrestling, then I have played through this game before. So I did a EWR playthrough where I booked PWG, so please go and check that out. Also, I've done a playthrough of WWE Crush Hour. So, yeah, please go and check that out as well. As, like I said, if you like wrestling. And as I said at the start of this video, I've got a WrestleMania-related video coming out in the not-too-distant future. If you don't like wrestling, then I'm not quite sure why you're watching this video, but if that is the case, then I've got plenty of other content for you to enjoy, including Pokemon, including Kirby, including FIFA Street, including Star Fox, lots and lots of varied content for your viewing pleasure. But next time, we're going to be moving on. We're going to be doing the aftermath of Resistance and starting the build to our April event, whatever that's going to be. And whatever the aftermath's going to be, don't know, I've got nothing else planned. I'll have to think of something, which I will. But until we get to that point, for now, from moi, it is sayonara.